Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at a game called Warriors of Fate. This was created by Capcom in 1992, and this is actually a sequel to a game called, I think it was called Dynasty Warriors, or Dynasty Wars, back in, I think, 1990 by Capcom. This game is also known as Tenchi Wo Kurau 2, and, Dynasty Wars was Tenchi Wo Kurau. But this and the original are based on a manga called Tenchi Wo Kurau, created by Hiroshi Motomiya. But this is kind of a cool beat 'em up with samurai in the Three Kingdoms era of Japan. Or not Japan, China, derp. But Aquila Orkhan is a tyrant, and you are to oust him to kill him. And if you don't kill him at the very end, he's not a very strong boss by any means, but you have an incredibly strict time limit in which to defeat him. If you do not defeat him, he ends up coming back and ends up ruling all China with an iron fist. If you do kill him, then your lord ends up having a benevolent rule for a long time, and all of China is prosperous and happy. So you get the good or the bad ending. There are 5 different characters that you can choose to play from, and you can play 3 players simultaneously out of those 5. And the gameplay is really cool. You can either ride a horse in some instances. Sorry, I'm having trouble speaking. I had a really bad cold a little while ago. Was out walking the dog and it got really cold. This game has a nice bit of humor to it. I like this here. The number 1 character and 2 and 3 and 4 leave number 5 behind. He's like, am I not good enough? Why not? But there are the 5 characters to choose from are Portor, Kassar, Subutai, Kadan, and Ibaka. And they are also known as, respectively, Zhangfei, Guanyu, Zhao Yun, Huang Zhong, and Wei Yan. Those are their Japanese Tenchi Wo Kurau 2 names. But you start out on a horse. Now each character has special moves, and you really want to kind of learn them. The moves differ if you're on horse or on foot, and you can get knocked off the horse, or if you get off the horse and it runs off, then you're on foot. But if you press towards the enemy and the jump button, you can't jump while you're on the horse. You will charge at the enemy. If you press away from the enemy and the jump button, you will reverse direction. If you press the attack and jump buttons together, you do a special attack that takes a little off your life bar. And if you press towards the enemy and attack, you can do a strong attack that does not cost your life bar. But when you're on the horse, you have a nice long spear. This is Portor that we're going to play as first. There will be boss fights, of course, and the bosses have incredibly long life bars. But when you're on foot, you have a jump and attack button, and pressing them together does a special attack. When you're on foot, if you press down and jump, you will do a dash attack. If you press down and up and then attack, then you do another special move. That does not cost your life bar. Note that you can swing your spear behind you when you're on the horse. It's so much better to be on foot, though. Your mobility is so much greater when you're on foot. the enemies in this game, as the game progresses, get so much better at surrounding you and attacking you from behind and doing projectile acts from far away. Gets to be really annoying, especially when you're trying to fight a boss. But the presentation of this game is really cool. I like this. I think I saw this once in an arcade. I think it was at a theater, cinema, where I saw this. And there might be there was a dash attack by the horse. There might be gorier versions of this, like maybe Japan-only versions or something. Because I thought there was like parts where you can cut a boss, like cinematic scenes or something, where you cut a boss in half and blood spurts out everywhere. Or maybe that was the first game, Dynasty Wars. But there are crates you can smash, health items, bonus items you can pick up, like a steamed bun there. I'm assuming that's what it is. Some enemies will throw bombs at you. And this is the first boss, I believe, here. And it killed him. Got a lot of nice bonus points for beating him. There are a couple bonus rounds in this game, and we'll get to those later. But the game is really long. This is one of the longer Capcom beat-em-ups that I know of. But yeah, know which enemies can do the projectile attacks, like those guys with the arrows. And don't let them get way behind you, or they'll start shooting at you from behind. Now, when you can grapple with the enemies, go up close to them and touch them, and you'll grab them. And depending on which character you collected, or which character you chose, crap, made me lose my sword. You can do different wrestling type moves. You can pile drive them, suplex or something. Very, very much like Final Fight, you know, which was also made by Capcom. So that's okay that they ripped off their own game. You can throw enemies into other enemies. But I rather like this game. It's just that it's so long. So far, it doesn't seem like it's long, but there's a lot of levels, and on like the last one, it takes forever to beat. So we're not going to do a playthrough by any means. This game was suggested by YouTube user Martin Hernandez. And I'm looking forward to reaching my 1,000th video milestone. I'll be doing something very special for that. And I'll let you know when we get to it. But yeah, I think I saw this in a movie theater lobby once. It's a pretty cool game. He bounced onto the jar and bounced off of it, breaking it. That looked kind of funny. Yeah, there's those annoying spear throwing guys attacking me from behind. Yeah, like I said, they get really proficient at that when you're facing a boss. But again, I didn't really use the special attacks yet, and I probably should have by this point. But we will look at them later. The special attacks. Again, you press down and jump when you're on foot to do a dash type of attack. You can press down and then up and attack, and you'll do another special attack. Neither of those cost your life bar, but pressing jump and attack together does. And here I've got a nice big axe, and I'm causing a huge arterial spray when I attack the enemies with it. And the enemy left me a horse that I might try to get on. Oops, he killed me. When you appear on your next life back on the scene, you'll cause a little bit of damage to the boss, to his life bar. And there, I'm back on the horse. Again, your mobility is... There was my special attack I used on the horse that costs you a little life off of your life bar. But yeah, your mobility is greatly limited when you're on the horse. This guy likes to jump on your head and cause damage. You son of a bitch. Well, I'm prompted to continue here. I can't possibly falter now. Move, buddy, move. I think I chose to not continue right here just so you could see the game over screen. He's filled with arrows, poor guy. You gotta put in your initials if you made the high score list. Not all games would let you do that around this time if you didn't complete the game, which I thought was stupid. Easily got first place. And here's my guy with the first place ranking. And there's the guy stuck in 5th place who has to complain or say something. But we'll continue with the next guy, which is Kassar, also known as Guan Yu for the Japanese version of this. And there's his special attack while on the horse. The enemies can accidentally hit each other with their projectiles. They can accidentally hit the boss with projectiles. There we go. Killed the boss. Well, I hope you had a good weekend, and hope you were able to get the day off. I was, and I did absolutely nothing with my day. Just stayed indoors and played games and hung out on the internet. Here's the first bonus round, which I didn't do too well on. You have to rotate the joystick. Joystick I did not have, and wail on the buttons to eat as many steamed buns or pork as you can. And I wasn't able to eat much. Yeah, you have to have a joystick. I did not. I had a joypad, and that totally did not work. But that's the first bonus round. There will be a second bonus round later on. What a huge freaking mallet! Dear God. And yeah, you will have to face him as a boss later. And we'll just look at snippets of the levels from this point on. Like I said, it would take way too long to do a playthrough. Here's a mace I have here. Got it knocked out of my hands right away. There's going to be various swords and maces, and there's like various other weapons you can pick up, use on the enemies, but they can easily knock it out of your hands. A little bit later in the level, you'll be in this flaming area, and there's that guy with the giant mallet. Yeah, remember those special attacks. There's the special attack that costs a little bit of life. But remember the other ones where you can do a dash attack by pressing down and jump. And then you can press down and up and then attack, and then you'll do another special move. But again, this is a sequel to Dynasty Wars. And Dynasty Wars was also known as Tenchi Wo Kurau. and was based on the manga Tenchi Wo Kurau by Hiroshi Motomiya. And now you have to face these three gals. These three Chinese gals. And they make me think of the three Chinese gals from the game Strider. And that might be a nod to them. It probably is. Because they look kind of similar. And we'll just finish him off here real quick. He didn't shout what he was shouting when he beat a boss earlier. Oh well. And then to start this round, you go on this raft and you pull up next to these houses, and you have to jump on the roof. Like I said, we'll just skip forward to later parts of the level. At some point I put on invincibility just so I could beat the game quicker, and that's not yet, of course. And you jump on the rooftop and take care of these guys. A little bit later on you'll be here. And there's guys that like to charge at you, just like in Final Fight. A number of Final Fight type play mechanics are in this game. And then you jump in this pond here. Take out more enemies. Ah, crap. Now we're going to look at, was it Subutai? Move, buddy, move. Yeah, here's Subutai. He's not very strong. He doesn't cause a lot of damage, but holy cow, his dash attack is fast. Takes out enemies quickly. Very nice, but he's not very strong, and he doesn't have much range at all with his attacks. Yeah, I prefer the big guys that have the ginormous spears or whatever with them. And there's his dashing attack. And again, to do the dash attack, you press down and the jump button. And to do the other attack, you press down and up and attack. It's another special move. And then you could press jump and attack together to do the special move that will take a little off your life bar. And here's the next boss. I do like using him just for the dash attack, but I greatly prefer the bigger guys. Oh, shoo, I was running out of time. Yeah, this was recommended by YouTube user Martin Hernandez, and I've got a handful more requests to get to. Looking forward to reaching my 1000th video, and like I said, there's going to be something special. Might not be to everybody's liking what I plan to do with that video, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. Yeah, some of the enemies, when you attack them with a weapon, they might get cut in half. It's not terribly bloody, though. Like I said, it might be bloodier in a Japanese, the Japanese ROM sets. It probably is. Will you flee in the face of the enemy? We'll go ahead and look at Kadon now. And unfortunately, his weapon is arrows, which is kind of lame. He shoots them fast, but they're still pretty weak. But he has a nice, he has some nice throw moves, And he has a nice, I think a nice dash attack and a, and his other attack. They're kind of nice. And there's his second attack, the down and up attack move. And here's the next boss. This boss is actually, for the most part, easy. But if you let him swing his weapon, it can really hurt you. And as soon as Kadan's dead, then we'll have a look at Ibaka. And then we'll go back to Portor and finish the game with him. Halt. Yeah. Aquila Orkan is the main bad guy of the game, and at the very end, yeah, you have to face him. And you only have a very, very short amount of time, like 10 seconds, to beat him. Very, very difficult. And here's another boss right here. What a long spear. There is his down-up attack move. His is pretty cool. But yeah, don't forget that with all your basic punch, grab moves. This is the second bonus round in which you have to destroy these statues. I have to hit him twice, and they can run off on their own if you leave them alone, and they can land on you and knock you over. Yeah, I'm not gonna get perfect, but don't forget that your other two moves, besides just kicking and grabbing and stuff, press down and jump to do the dash attack, and down and up, and then attack the attack button, and you've got another move. But that's it for the bonus stages. You don't get any more. Then y'all sail on over to the enemy's ship. We'll see some snippets of the enemies you face. And there's his dash attack. He does a headbutt. It's pretty cool. And you get on their ship, and there's fire. And at one point you will fall through below, and there will be thick smoke just above your head. And there is the enemy again, and he's got or the boss, final boss of the game again, and he's got a subordinate taking you on so that he can escape again. Like I said, there's a good ending and there's a bad ending. The good ending, if you beat the final boss in time, in the very strict time limit. Let's beat this boss here real quick. Yeah, I put on invincibility by this point. And you get a bad ending if you don't beat the final boss in time. Aquila Orkan. That's pretty thick smoke. I remember having that thick of smoke coming out my chimney when I had to burn a chair. Went up and got really thick outside, and a cop had to knock on my door and ask what that was. And I think that was his down-up attack. But I'm just gonna stick with Portor the rest of the game. Ooh, he's got a nice jumping slam, kind of like a Haggar from Final Fight. You face a bunch of those giant guys throughout the game. I like how you can get pelted with boulders sometimes. I like how you go right up to a door, and then the game makes you jump backwards and then go through the door. You were just about to go through it anyways. They do that sometimes in Final Fight too. I just find it kind of funny. And we've got the gals that are like the ones in Strider again. Very, very similar. And one of them throws daggers from far away. Very annoying. And now here's another boss, and he's on a horse. I'm gonna take his horse from him. But again, you have so much greater mobility when you're not on the horse. And there's his attack that would drain energy if I did not have invincibility on. Or infinite energy was the cheat I used. If I have to cheat, I'm gonna try to tell you. I don't like to cheat unless I just really want to just beat the game for your edification on what the game's like. There's that final boss. I'm on his tail. The first time I got here, I thought maybe those were like villagers that were dead, but no, they're enemies that are sleeping. Go back in a pond again. Face more of these giant enemies here. Maybe they're not giant, but they're pretty big guys. Yeah, sometimes when you kill an enemy with a sword, he'll be cut in half, but he's not very bloody. And now the final boss is being protected not only by the Strider girls, but by a boss with a long sword. Oh, and there's that bitch that throws daggers at you. We'll scoot forward and I'll beat this guy in just a minute. But yeah, know which guys will throw projectiles, because if you turn your back to them, they can really make life hell for you. And we'll scoot forward and beat this boss here. Now it's time to face Aquila Orcon. I will get the bad ending here, because I did not beat him in time. And he can throw bombs. He's not very strong. He has a very small life bar, but just don't have much time to beat him. And we'll look at that bad ending. Surrender now. Oh, no, you have like 14 or 15 seconds or something. Not much time. Crapola. Ah, almost beat him. He just jumps off into the waterfall. He comes back. And you don't see him come back, but the ending states that he came back and he ended up ruling all the lands. Took over all the lands of China, or the three kingdoms of the time. The three kingdoms were Western Shu, Northern Wei, and Eastern Wu. And the ending looks good so far, but you'll find out that the bad guy ruled all the lands. And then we will see the good ending. Get a bit of a kiss from a gal. Things look good so far. But alas, Aquila Orcon soon returned, and with help from his minions, he quickly conquered the country, crushing any dissent in his iron fist. Should have killed him when I could. It is the price of our failure. May the gods forgive our weakness. Aquila Orcon's day of justice will come. He will pay. I swear it by my ancestor. I will see him pay for his crimes. And then you put in your initials. And then here are the credits for the cast, the creators of Warriors of Fate. non-such. silly names. The Japanese sometimes like to use silly names for their the creators. But yeah, we will see the good ending in just a moment. And again, you get to see the number one character with a victorious pose and a quote by the last place character. And here's what happens when you defeat Aquila or Khan and get the good ending. Yeah, you don't have much time to kill him. Get all your points tallied up. Yeah, he does not return to conquer the country. Your feudal lord is he rules the three kingdoms with a benevolent hand, and peace and prosperity continues throughout the country for several years. That is Warriors of Fate by Capcom in 1992. It is a sequel to Dynasty Wars, and it was based on the Tenchi Wo Kurau manga by Hiroshi Motomiya. The defeat of Aquila or Khan, blah 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 blah. Peace and prosperity. And then you put in your initials. And there's a look at the manga cover of Tenchi Wo Kurau. I've never read it. It's probably a pretty good read. But that was Warriors of Fate by Capcom in 1992. This was suggested by YouTube user Martin Hernandez. Well, this is Crazy Clan Ready saying thanks for watching Warriors of Fate, also known as Tenchi Wo Kurau 2. I'll catch you later with another video. Y'all have a good one, folks, and I'll see you later. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.